And divide by 15.
Welcome to Subversive Theater Collective,
where dissent always takes center stage.
And welcome to our 15th year of Radical Theater.
we hit a problem as we went to start out our new season of plays this year.
We couldn't find anything in our country to protest about.
And of course, there's nothing objectionable happening in America in 2017.
But then, we heard about a show called It Can't Happen Here.
It was originally a story written in 1935 by Sinclair Lewis. It's a story of a hate-mongering politician who attacks the press and, well...
creates a fascist dictatorship here in the U.S.
Of course, nothing like that could ever happen nowadays.
But back in 1935, people were worried about things like that.
The book was adapted for the stage in 1936 by the Federal Theater.
Yeah, Haley Flanagan, Orson Welles, all those guys.
And no offense to Orson Welles or any of those guys, but...
It kind of sucked ass.
But in 2016, a certain political campaign got some people talking about Sinclair Lewis's novel.
Really? I can't remember who that could be.
The Berkeley Rep Theater did a new adaptation of It Can't Happen Here and called for theatrical readings around the country during election time.
Well, of course, we didn't get to worry about that in time here at Subversive Theater.
We were busy doing some play about cuckoo's nest.
But some people still think this fascist dictatorship thing is still a problem.
So we decided to kick off our 15th season with the Berkeley Rep adaptation of the play.
With a few of our own subversive twists thrown in along the way.
What?
So, welcome to the show.
Oh, wait, a few short things before we begin.
First, silence your cell phones lest I go all Tabula Pone on your ass.
Next, some of you theater goers have undoubtedly suffered through a lot of crowd scenes. You know where a couple of actors are yelling and screaming to make up for the absence of an actual crowd? Never works, right? So tonight, we're asking your help to overcome that problem.
Yes, and all we need from you are a few simple reactions. Applause. Cheers.
Woo!
And boos. Now, when the time comes, we will hold up these signs to signal your cues.
Now, I know this is Subversive Theater, so you guys are game, but why don't we give it a quick try, all right? And... All right, that could be better. And lastly... Okay, oh wow. Great boos. Of course, this is Subversive Theater. I should have known. Boos are like the native language here, right?
Full disclosure, you may be asked to cheer for a character whose opinions you disagree with. Well, I don't really disagree with. That's okay, we're all in this together, right? Who's with me?
Boo.
Come on, who's with me? Beautiful!
I find that the management of the theater would like you to understand that any resemblance to events in this play and current events is purely coincidental. Although, in 1936, there were race riots in our cities and a vast income gap between rich and poor.
Major droughts in several states.
A wave of right-wing populism sweeping the country.
Millions of new immigrants.
Foreign wars creating global terror.
But that's what's similar then, right, folks?
Right, so we ask you to reserve making any judgment with any hasty historical parallels.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is our great pleasure to present to you Sinclair Lewis's It Can't Happen Here.
July 4th, 1936, Fort Beulah, Vermont.
4 months before the presidential election.
Excitement rippled through the town hall. The scene of this month's meeting of the Board
editor and proprietor of Fort Buell's only newspaper, there to report on the patriotic address of Brigadier General Herbert Y. Edgeway. We must prepare to defend our shores against all alien gangs of international racketeers that call themselves governments. And that granddaughter of the American Revolution, Mrs. Adelaide Todd Gibbons.
I tell you, my friends, what this country needs is discipline!
Miss Gibbons was renowned for a lifetime of gallant campaigning against women's suffrage, and for having, during the Great War, succeeded in keeping American soldiers entirely out of French cafes by the clever trick of sending them 10,000 sets of dominoes.
Now, this will shock you, but I want you to listen to the one woman who will give you the unadulterated hard truth instead of a lot of sentimental taffy. Because I believe down in my gullet that what this country needs is to be in a real war again! Come on now, General. Just among us Rotarians and the Rotarians, mess up. Don't you think that when a country has gone so mad that the thrifty and industrious have to pay for the shiftless ne'er-do-wells, then maybe to save their lazy souls and get some light into them that a war could be a good thing? Come on now, General!
Well, then, I guess you folks are bound and determined to pull the secrets out of the poor soldier, so I guess I better admit that although I abhor war, there are worse things. A so-called state of peace, where labor organizations are riddled with the insane notions of an anarchistic Red Russia. A state where college professors, newspaper men, and notorious authors are secretly promulgating the same seditious attacks against the grand old Constitution. A state in which, as a result of being fed these mental drugs, the people are flabby, cowardly, and lacking in the fierce pride of the warrior. Such a state is far worse than war at its most monstrous.
Thank you, General, for speaking the truth. And the only candidate running for president daring to speak the truth, the only man with the backbone to stand up against our enemies and restore our country to greatness is Senator Basilius Winthrop.
Look here, Mrs. Gibbons. If you think that one
Order, Mrs. Pike.
I want to register my objection.
Sit down,
All
Miranda.
these people are using the election to provoke
For your Bohemian reporter.
Oh, she is stigmatizing the poor to create a love scene.
Oh, we're well aware of your political opinions, Mrs. Pike, but it's Mrs. Gibbons who's been invited to speak tonight. Would you please sit down? Sit down! Thank you very much, madam. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Gibbons. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Talsborough. And to all of you who believe in freedom of speech, there is good news, my friends. At this moment, Minutemen Marching Club made up of volunteers are springing up all over the country. A new generation of American patriots armed with the sword and the gospel. These young Christians are learning warlike skills so that they may help us to rid our country of its undesirable elements and lead our nation to its future and its God-given destiny.
Now, freeze! March! Well, Normus, what did you think of the speeches with the General and Mrs. Gibbons?
Highly successful, I see.
Really? How so?
In the short span of an hour, they released more gas into the atmosphere than any time in human history.
Oh, why did you go take a tumble to yourself, Thoramus? After all these years as editor of the Daily Informer, you've had your fun, haven't you? Playing the liberal voice in the Beulah Valley.
I'm a respectable journalist, Frank. I don't take sides in political squabbles.
These are serious times, Jessup. While this upcoming election is crucial to the future of our country. And with Buzz Winthrop running for president, we finally have a real choice.
I think Mr. Winthrop should be on the vaudeville circuit rather than stumping for the nomination. We're not taking liberties here, folks. Sinclair Lewis actually wrote that line 82 years ago.
Have you not seen such discontent? Why, Senator Winthrop, he's great with people and he's got a good head for business, and I think he has an excellent chance of taking the Democratic nomination away from Luther.
Oh, indeed he does. And if Bishop Fri and his League of Forgotten Men throw in with him, he'll win. And he'll win by a considerable margin.
Cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war.
Oh, you can quote scripture all you want, Mrs. Pike. It won't change the outcome.
I believe that Shakespeare, Frank, not God.
You think this is a joke?
You'll forgive me, gentlemen, if I don't believe that Mr. Winthrop's campaign bears any legitimacy. I think Mrs. Pike and I still share some semblance of faith in the American electorate.
Speak for yourself.
Well, Roosevelt is through, and the economy's in tatters.
And the New Deal is no deal.
Oh, you're all missing the point. People will vote for Winthrop to make themselves feel safe, but they're ignoring what he's actually saying. Why, if he gets into office, he'll unleash a reign of terror.
Reign of
And you, and you, the staunch industrialist, and you, the conservative banker, will be led straight to the firing squad.
Are you mad, Mrs. Pike?
This is America, for God's sake. It could never happen here.
Winthrop is using the oldest political strategy. Pit everybody against somebody. You watch. If he manages to broker this alliance with Bishop Prang, it will obliterate the line between church and state and create the perfect conditions for fascism. Oh, you think it can't happen in America? Let me tell you, it can.
What are you done?
If Buzz Winthrop gets elected, we'll all be dumb.
Oh, jeez. Here.
I think we can officially classify Widow Pike as a hysteric.
I think that woman needs to remarry as soon as humanly possible.
The way she shoots off her fat mouth, you'd think she was mayor instead of the owner of some cheap saloon.
It's a respectable boarding house, gentlemen. And Mr. Pike is no crank who deserves to be locked up or shut up.
Oh, quit playing tag with Florinda and her pinko friends, Rebus. Do you know how many Jew financiers I have telling me how to run my own textile mills?
And the bank is practically right with the stench of communism.
The only stench I smell is coming from the two of you.
You want to be on the right side of this one come November, Doramus.
A blind mule has a better chance of winning this election than Buzz Winthrop. We've come too far to be bamboozled by the histrionics of some two-bit hospital.
You wait and see, Jessup. The White House is there for the taking. And as it happens, there are no blind mules running for president this year.
Thomas Jessup went to his home. A white square clapboard structure of the vintage 1880, which he declared to be ugly.
But ugly in a nice way.
He found refuge in his study.
Which he forbade under any circumstances to be clean.
Which was filled with an endearing mess of house.
One comfortable old leather armchair, copies of the Congressional Record, the New Yorker, the Time, the New Republic,
Road maps,
Fishing tackle.
the Bible,
the Koran,
the Book of Mormon,
A vase from Crete dating to 327 BC. Very ugly.
The complete works of Thomas Jefferson.
several books on Bolshevism, currently extraordinarily pro and extraordinarily con,
And another copy of the complete works of Thomas Jefferson.
a shaky portable typewriter,
a Zenith Echo Valve radio,
and an old cast iron Franklin stove. He allowed no one in.
Not even his family.
Not his wife Emma.
Not his oldest Philip.
Not his youngest Sissy.
Not his middle child Mary.
or her husband Fowler.
Nor his 8-year-old grandson David.
But every once in a while, someone would bust in. David, not in the house!
They went that way.
Come on, Dad, let's go.
Dormouse, Doris, the car's all packed.
Can't go on any blame picnic. I have to stay and listen to Brian's broadcast.
I'll see you in the car. Come on, everybody, 10 minutes.
Say, Pop, have you seen my little soldier?
He was just in here shooting up the place.
I hope you weren't caught in the line of fire.
Hey, you're the doctor. If I get wounded, you could treat me.
Come on, Dad, it's the 4th of July. We're going on a family picnic.
When did you get to be your mother's daughter?
Just this morning. Come on, Buck's coming. He's even threatening to bring a date.
I have to be home in time.
You'll be home in time for the broadcast.
The battle continues.
David!
Philip,
What's there?
since when do lawyers not work on holidays?
Well, look who's talking.
So where's the family?
Marilla's taking the kids to Boston to see the folks.
Yeah, I see. Your favorite grandparents.
You know how it is, Dad. Family roulette. It was their turn.
It's hard having family so far away. We're lucky you could come at all, in case you get cold.
I'm perfectly fine, my dear.
Oh, you don't know yourself, Dormouse. You can take my word on that. David! David, careful with that sparkler!
David, you're going to burn someone's eyes out.
It's only a sparkler, honey. You'll be fine.
My mother's worried.
Your mother's not worried.
I'm not worried.
It's a part of his American birthright, honey. Boy should be able to set off a few fireworks on Independence Day.
Ugh.
Now, you've got to listen up, Julian. I didn't say I was going to go for a drive with him. I just said that he wanted me to.
That's not what it sounded like.
But he does have a nice new DeSoto.
See, how can I compete with a brand new DeSoto? Hey!
Oh, there he is, my favorite bachelor. Mwah. I thought you were bringing a date, Buck.
Oh, I can't bring a date anymore. Because every time I do, you start making wings play.
Oh.
Mother, should we do the balloons?
Oh, well, then why don't you lay out the blanket first? Dormis, did we remember to call Lorinda?
I did, Mom.
Oh.
Look at that view. The view. Why is everybody so sassy? Come on, Buck, look at that. It's as if God had decided to make Fort Buell, Vermont, his personal showcase. Spoken like a man who spends most of his time indoors. Since when do farmers not enjoy the splendors of nature? Well, you should spend a few weeks on your knees taking weeds, my friend.
Oh, look at that view.
Ah, a woman after my own heart. God help me, I'm outnumbered. I was just re-educating Buck here on the wonders of nature.
Oh, we love playing the romantic, don't you, Aramis?
Hi, Miss Lizzie. Hi, Pop. Mom, is there anything to drink yet?
Give me a minute.
German on cake.
Ah, Lorinda, you know us too well. My, would you look at that view?
And to think, this perfect day will culminate in Buzz Windrup being endorsed by Bishop Peter Bragg.
When did religious fanatics become the brokers of our political life?
While we were taking in the view.
You're overreacting. Brian will never endorse Windrup. He's too much of a loose cannon for someone like Brian. I'd say our boy Bud will say just about anything to anybody,
He's hell-bent on offending everyone.
including the press. Especially the press. We didn't add that one either. And he tweets and insults everyone. Okay, we added that one.
But he loves the publicity. The more offensive his remarks, the more papers get sold.
Maybe I should quit while I'm ahead. Sell the informer. Move to Tahiti.
Oh, you'd die of boredom within 2 weeks.
Not if I had the right company.
Not too far, son.
Looks like the cavalry's out running the artillery.
I can't keep up.
Where is he?
He's down the hill with the light brigade.
Father, he can't go down there by himself.
That's all right, I'll get him.
Oh, no, Buck, it's too much trouble.
Oh, Mary, it's okay. We'll watch the parade from down the hill. Come on, General. You take the right flank, I'll take the left.
Oh, Buck will never survive by himself. Wake up!
Come on, Mary, you'll be fine. Let's take a walk.
Kids.
Oh, hey, Shad, did you remember to turn the ice cream?
If I turned it before I made the tea, it would have melted by the time it got here. Do people ever thought about getting an electric freezer? Or does me having a broken back not matter? Let me know!
Well, why do you keep that fellow alive?
Chad's been with us so long, I almost feel like he's part of the family.
Do you now?
Honestly, I feel sorry for him. I don't even think he knows how to read.
Oh, I'm surprised you've taken it upon yourself to teach him.
I tried to once, but he took it as an insult.
Huh. Oh, you should make Sissy a student, huh?
Sissy.
You didn't notice? Shad melts into butter whenever she's around.
Really?
Yep.
Chad told me he greatly admires Buzz Windrick. Can you believe it?
Well, it's been a wonderful day, hasn't it, boys?
Yes, my dear. Truly wonderful.
Oh, it looks like the fireworks are going to be starting. Come on, everybody, fireworks! Happy 4th, Doris. Happy 4th, everybody!
These little ditties are brought to you by the Smoothies, the trio that makes America proud. Brought to you by Toilet Oily, the natural home to 30. If you're in a bind, you won't mind if you've got Toilet Oily. Now here they are again, the Smoothies.
The smoothie? Who listens to that?
You're on the wrong station, Dad. Let me get it.
Say, Pop, is that the Red Network or the Blue Network?
No, it's not NBC.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bishop Peter Prang speaking to you, my friends in the radio audience, with an announcement pertaining to the upcoming presidential election. An election that will determine the fate of this distraught nation. A single question now hovers over us: whether to endorse any of the candidates who seek the nomination for president.
Amazing the sound of these.
For many months now, I and the League of Forgotten Men have prayed to the Lord for guidance. Like Joseph in the desert, our faith has been sorely tested.
You know, RCA has a new...
There are no easy answers to this complicated question. As you know, we have not yet been inclined to endorse any candidate.
See, stop doing it.
Our prayers have been directed to ensuring that both control of credit and the power of the banks to issue money be taken away, that all inheritances be drastically cut, and that all sworn incomes be severely limited.
Unlike Winthrop, these people
But
have
Satan
ideology.
is powerful, my friends, so we must take a stand to fight against all subversive organizations, which unfortunately are so largely Jewish.
Of course.
They must be driven with whips and scorpions off the face of the earth with the fire and fury the world has never seen before.
Are these people Christians?
So it is,
Diabolical.
after many months of our prayers, the director of the League of Human Forgotten Men and I myself, Bishop Peter Prang, announce that in the coming Democratic National Convention, we shall, without reservation, use our strength to secure the nomination for president in the Democratic Party for Senator Basilius Winthrop and fight to elect him as president of these United States of America. May God bless Senator Winthrop, and may God bless us all.
God help us all.
I can't believe it.
Whatever happened to the separation between church and state?
It's going the way of all flesh.
Well, I'd say it's taken a bit too far.
It may be time for Roosevelt to form a third party.
Which would allow Winthrop to win without a majority.
Don't be ridiculous, Lorinda. Nobody can become president without a majority of the electorate.
Okay, we have that too.
Sometimes I'm tempted to turn communist.
You read one book, Julian.
Maybe we shouldn't be so quick to rush to judgment.
Oh, Philip, the man is a racist and a woman hater.
Oh, yes, Lorinda, but why do you think so many people support him?
Oh, maybe their collective IQ is zero.
And it's not because they're all ignorant or prejudiced or blind or stupid. I mean, the League of Forgotten Men is aptly named. People want a voice. They want agency over their lives.
Are you supporting Winthrop?
Absolutely not, but if we don't like him, then we better figure out the reasons behind his popularity.
Mommy. Mom.
Oh, not 10 minutes of peace.
I'll get him.
Relax, Mary. The young communist and I will read him a bedtime story.
Lorinda, could you help me in the kitchen, please?
So what I was trying to say that is that, I mean, even if it is a minority that's supporting Winthrop, you're still marginalizing the problem.
It's about money.
Yes, money and identity and trust, as in, who can we trust to fight for us?
Even when that trust comes at the expense of truth? Ah, perfect. Jack, I'd like to ask you a question.
About what?
How are you planning to vote?
I told you before.
Oh, humor me.
Like I said, I'm voting for Winthrop.
And why is that?
He's willing to fight for things. For the working man.
You see,
Plus, he's gonna fix it so everybody gets $5,000 immediate.
Exactly. It's about money.
I figure I can start a chicken farm.
Chickens. Didn't all our chickens die on your watch last year?
With that kind of money, I'll be able to buy a couple thousand of them. Beat the odds this time.
And so you believe this promise that Winthrop is going to give away this money?
I already started buying some equipment on credit.
Credit? The bank gave you credit on the strength of Winthrop's campaign promise.
Seems good enough for them.
$5,000 credit to buy chickens.
I wouldn't sell low on chickens if I were you, Mr. Jessup. I've been reading up on them.
Is that so?
Smarter than they look.
Well, there you have it, Dad. The average man incentivized to better himself.
That's your analysis. Winthrop is buying the election.
And Roosevelt said he balanced the budget. And Hoover said there would be a chicken in every pot. They all lied, Pot's hair. All of them. By October, Winthrop had secured the Democratic nomination for president, and Roosevelt had indeed formed a third party. Dorgan found himself traveling up and down Beulah Valley, trying to find the secret for Buzz's growing popularity.
Want to know why I support Buzz Winthrop?
It makes me laugh.
He's so funny.
I heard he's giving every citizen $5,000.
I got 5,000 reasons for you. I've got debt.
I got kids.
I hear it's $10,000.
What's the point of going to college if you can't get a decent job?
Our relief check goes away in 61 days.
Hey, you know what a mortgage is, mister?
It makes me laugh.
Me too.
I tell you, funny.
Funny character.
You want to talk about lack of character? Let's talk FDR.
Never did like FDR.
Roosevelt! I already changed it from Rosenfeld. The man does not know when to quit.
Look at FDR, starting a third party.
Talk about a demagogue.
Well, Buzz tells it like it is. You gotta respect that.
Well, I go along with everything, but it's time to take out the garbage.
Yeah, no, maybe that's what we need right now.
I honestly don't care how he does it.
You know, he was telling this story the other day. You know, like a regular guy telling a regular old story.
Hey, did you hear the one about the Supreme Court?
He's standing in front of the whole Supreme Court, right? And he challenges the Chief Justice to a slingshot power.
He says, hey, you gotta get more slang in your shot than slang. I told us something that says to all you guys about how much slang you all got. You ready for that? Oh, went completely silent.
He just standing there with his mouth open.
And then Buzz starts to crack up and they realize he's just joking with him and the whole court starts cracking up. And then the Chief Justice, he says, so Buzz, who exactly do you measure the slang inside?
Can you believe it? The rest falls on that guy.
He's gotta be president!
USA! 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 USA!
It was astonishing, utterly astonishing. It's as if everyone was entranced by it.
Did he really threaten the Supreme Court?
He did. It seems the more he humiliates his opposition, the greater the adoration of his followers.
I heard he schooled the Senate on how to catch catfish while drinking just huge amounts of corn whiskey.
Where did you hear that?
Has any demonstrated the best way to fall over drunk?
Is that true?
I don't know, but it sounds hilarious.
How can that possibly be true?
That's the thing about Winthrop. It doesn't matter if the stories about him are true, it's whether or not people believe it.
But do you honestly think he'll be elected?
Julian, 6 months ago, I would have said, there's no way on God's green earth that fellow could get elected. But now, I have absolutely no idea.
Well, it sure sounds like he knows how to put on a good show.
Yeah, they say he's a great speaker. You ever see his act, Mr. Jessup?
I haven't. But you know, there's no time like the present. I have to pack. I have to go to New York. It's time to look the blind mule in the eye.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your next president of the United States, Senator Berzelius Buzz Winter.
Thank you, Miss Ross, so much. Thank you. I'm a Yankee Doodle boy. Thank you. Isn't this fun, folks? I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. A heart that's the size of a full moon right now. I want to thank everybody who helped my campaign and tonight's special guests, Brigadier General Herbert Edgeways, and my friend and spiritual advisor, Bishop Peter Prang, the leader of the League of Forgotten Men. Gentlemen, you are forgotten no more. And so here we are, folks, on this, dare I say, holy night. 2 days away from the election, poised for victory after a hard-fought, free-swing campaign. I mean, think of the odds, folks. Think of how we got here. I've had more nasty things said about me than literally anybody who's ever run for office. It's true. It's absolutely true. Can you believe these so-called journalists? Have you ever seen a pack of more lying, disgusting people? I mean, really, they say I want money. Money? I don't want money. I've turned down offers from law firms right here in New York for 3 times the amount of money that I would make as president. They say I want power, and it's true. It's actually true. I do want power. Great, big, imperial power. But not for me. For you! The power to smash our enemies.
Yay!
Power to put God back in the classroom.
Yay!
Power to support our Second Amendment.
Yay!
To support our boys in uniform.
Yay!
The power to make every politician work for you.
Yay!
And the power, my friends, to win, win, win. So I'll tell you right now, folks, we're not winning. We've got a whole lot of lazy, crooked people.
Down with Winthrop! Enough with the racism and the hate monger! Do not be fooled by this man! No! No, I will not!
We're bringing back the old days, folks. Ooh. But see, I love that guy. Really do. I love him. You know what? He's angry. Sure, he's angry about the wrong things. He's been brainwashed by all the wrong people. But that anger is the heart of the discontent that is spread across this nation, right? I've crisscrossed the great nation, right? From New York to California, Texas to Ohio. Everywhere I go, they say, Buzz, you gotta fight the good fight. I say, don't worry, I will. I won't stop walking and talking until I get to the promised land. They ask me, Buzz, you afraid? I say, no, of course I'm not afraid. Why would I be afraid? I've got the greatest people in the world with me. You know who those great people are? It's you. It's all of you. Are you with me? Come on, I said, are you with me? We're going to win this election. We're going to win big. We're going to take our country back, walk down history. Thank you all. God bless America, and go big, big!
Go big,
So he went to go talk to Carl Pascal, the village communist.
Oh, you writing an article? I heard you were down in New York for Wyndham's speech last night.
I keep trying to remember exactly what happened. I was standing there not more than 50 feet away, listening to every word the man said, and I can't remember a single word. I just remember being swept away by this force.
They put a spell on you, huh?
For someone who hates women, I don't seem very distressed.
Oh, the Winthrop campaign is bringing class struggle front and center. You watch. All hell's going to break loose.
And this is good news for the communists.
Yeah, Karl Marx couldn't have written it up any better. I mean, if anyone couldn't see that bourgeois democracy was was a joke before.
Aren't you worried that lunatic would get elected?
One capitalist stooge or another, what difference does it make? But you know, the battle is always the same. You've got to smash the state before it smashes you.
Just then, they were joined by John Polycarp, the town social democrat.
Is that a bullhorn I hear before me? Or is Karl Marx Pascal here fitting your ears back? That old sectarian dog can turn us all against each other and hand the election over to the Buzz Winthrop of the world.
Buzz Winthrop's not the point, John, and you know it. Brush up on your revolutionary theory, comrade.
We need evolution, not revolution. If you'd have joined the United Front against the reactionaries...
If you would join the Popular Front with us against the fascists.
Oh man, people don't want to hear talk about violent revolution.
No, not now, but you watch. Winthrop throws us all in concentration camps. Will he listen then?
We need mass action, not a vanguard party. And mass action can only be achieved through a united front. Am I right, Mr. Jessup? Mr. Jessup?
I'm afraid I'd have to disagree.
With who?
With everyone. I'm a respectable journalist. I'm not about to become some sort of subversive.
Oh, boy. Well, you and Henry David Thoreau over there better figure out that we're all in the same bathtub. John's right about one thing. We need mass action.
Yeah, we gotta be going, Mr. Jessup. We got a big union meeting tonight. You care to join us? Could be plenty of fur flying about tomorrow's election. Could be good for whatever you're writing in that little notebook there.
Do you mind if I stick around for a bit? There are a few things I need to jot down.
I will save the seat for you. But don't forget to vote. Carl! Where are you going? The door's over here.
We got to go out this way.
It's locked.
We'll unlock it. It's quicker than walking all the way around.
I ain't unlocking anything. Will you come?
Right, all right.
Oh my God. Oh, it's a shortcut.
It's quicker to go the other way.
You'd argue with your own damn grandmother.
Damn grandmother's dead.
Now you know why.
On November 3rd, 1936, Mr. Berzelius Winthrop was elected the 33rd President of the United States.
Oh my God, what have we done?
He wasted no time, quite literally, by giving the shortest speech in inauguration history.
My fellow Americans, as President of the United States, I wish to inform you that the real New Deal has started right this minute, and we're going to enjoy the manifold liberties which our history entitles us. I thank you.
All were invited to the inaugural festivities.
Including Mr. Roosevelt.
Who had to beg off, claiming that he was deathly ill.
Something about polio.
President Winthrop chose the age-old custom of giving his political adversaries diplomatic posts in countries as far away as possible.
Herbert Hoover was given Brazil.
And Mr. Roosevelt, Liberia.
Which he declined.
Mrs. Adelaide Tarkin, despite her spirit to campaign for Mr. Winthrop, was publicly angry when she was offered a post no higher than customs in Alaska.
I demand that there be immediately created the cabinet position of Secretary S. of Child Welfare, Domestic Science, and Anti-Vice.
Her request denied, she threatened to turn communistic or Republican, but in April she was found in Hollywood writing the great scenario for a giant motion picture to be called
The Revolt of the Beavers. A love story.
This is so absurd.
The celebratory mood was cut short when President Winthrop made a shocking announcement.
My fellow Americans, I've just received substantiated reports that Mexico, Russia, and Europe are colluding to plot against us. For that reason, I am placing the country on high alert.
Oh, dear Lord. Ella! Ella!
Yes, darling.
Have you heard? They're building a police state.
Oh, darling, you worry too much. Look, I fixed the button on your coat for you. There you go. Now I've got to go and run some errands. Goodbye, darling. Mwah. Everything will work out just fine.
In addition, I have my executive order authorizing the Minutemen to serve as an armed militia. The brave men and women, now numbering billions and billions strong, will keep our borders safe and stand at the ready to attack our enemies safe.
Dormis Jessup felt himself getting smaller.
Felt himself drifting for what felt like days on end.
Until he found himself in the nave of a church.
I'd give anything for a sermon that would restore my faith in humanity.
But instead he found,
Oh, now let's not changing time. What some of us may not realize is that the fifth sin, or any sin that we make amiss, is not only our own responsibility, but falls on the reliance of others.
So he looked for solace elsewhere.
On a snowy night, in the middle of winter, Dormus drove to the streets of Fort Beulah, the wind howling with a velocity that felt diabolical. At last, he arrived at his destination. And there, he found Lorinda Pike, closing up the Beulah Valley Tavern.
It's evil out there.
Are we talking about Winthrop or the weather?
There's a report that over 100 congressmen have been charged with inciting a riot.
That's rich. Accusing others of being thugs. Yesterday, I saw a gang of Minutemen beating up a protester in front of City Hall. He was just a kid with a sign.
Most of his opponents have fled to Canada. If I didn't hate Canadian ale so much, I'd half a mind to grab the family and sneak off myself. I'd take you, of course.
So would you know?
I'd have to. I couldn't go on without you.
We'll all get along some way or another.
I suppose. It's also strange. Emma listens to the radio and says how dreadful. Then runs off to worry about how the saucepan got burned.
Home sweet home.
What are we doing, Lorinda? Why don't we just get up and get out of here?
And where exactly would we go?
I don't know, anywhere. Tahiti.
What are you pretending outdoors?
I'm not pretending.
If you're looking for God or your father, who are you looking for?
I'm not looking for anything but you.
Oh, that's the biggest lie you've ever told me.
I'm not lying.
You're lying to yourself. What is it?
There's a man watching the place.
Standing upstage at the scramble?
I believe that's my hired man.
Shad the Doodle.
He's been lurking in all sorts of places lately. A bit of blackmail, I suspect.
Good evening, Father. Whoa, hey there, Miss Lindy.
You're drunk!
Can I have some tea?
Oh, of course.
We need to be going.
It's cold outside. I saw your car outside and I wondered what's Dad doing at Miss Lindy's so late.
We were talking
About politics.
Politics.
We need to be going. Time to say goodnight.
Good night, Miss Lindy. So, Dad, do you go to Miss Lindy's often?
Not very often, no.
But like every day, right?
Get in the car. Shouldn't you be home, Shad? The furnace needs tending.
Who are you yelling at?
No one.
So, Dad, you and Lindy, you're these wild-eyed reformers. You belong together.
What?
But why don't you and her, kind of be lovers?
That's enough, Cecilia.
Come on, what are you so scared of? It's not like you and Mom have shared a bed in the last 10 years.
That's none of your business.
I live in the same house. I see what's going on, what's not going on.
This conversation is over.
We talk about everything why we can't talk about your relationship.
We're not discussing that.
I'm dizzy.
Sorry. Listen, Sissy, you just can't be flip about such serious things.
I'm serious. The world has gone upside down crazy. There are men with guns on every street corner and it's wacky, scary, but what scares me more is you. The man whose idea of a good bedtime story was Thomas Jefferson. I like it. Heck, you're the one who taught me. If you want to know who you are, you don't ask, act. So do it. Act. Do something, anything to stop this moping around like a dog who lost his bone. Sorry, Dad. But nice young ladies, they're out these days.
Listen, Sissy, you're a remarkable young woman, but I wouldn't miss company people among your groceries.
Love you too, Dad.
Evening, Miss Sissy.
Dad, where did you come from?
Didn't mean to frighten you. Always nice to see you.
Get in the house. Tell your mother I'll be late.
You have a good night.
What do you think you're doing?
Just coming from work.
You were supposed to be here.
I go wherever you do, Chief.
So, you admit you've been following me.
And old Mrs. Pike. A lot of honey in that pot.
You're fired, Manu.
Funny. I was going to tell you the same.
You were going to fire me.
I would have left you a note, but seeing as you probably don't think I can write, I thought it'd be a waste of time, so I skipped the note. But if I had written it, it would have said that I have a new employer.
Admit it, man. I see. Well, good luck working for free.
Change in policy, Chief. They're paying now. Not much. Just twice what you pay. And look what they gave me. Kind of a welcome aboard gift. A lot of room for advancement, too. So long, Chief. No need for that device. I'm sure I'll be seeing you around. It's a small town, Fort Beulah.
This is a state of emergency. Please return to your homes. We repeat, a state of emergency. Anyone found in public without proper credentials will be subject to arrest.
My fellow Americans, as of 9:25 this evening, I am declaring a state of martial law. The proclamation of martial law is not a military takeover. It is a power embedded in the Constitution to protect the Republic whenever there is danger of a violent overthrow. Such a danger now confronts us. New information, new intelligence, mine, bears proof of suspicious activities that we must now move to crush. By enacting martial law, we take all necessary steps to protect the streets and citizens of this great nation. I thank you.
Mr. President, as I sit and write this, a darkness like no other descends on my hometown. The currency of grace that once moved freely through the daily discourse of our citizenry has evaporated, replaced by an acrimony so vicious as to destroy our very humanity. You, sir, are to blame for this. You and your ever-growing legion of Minutemen. They roam the streets like drunken bullies, happy to intimidate anyone unfortunate enough to cross their path, and hungry to beat upon anyone who objects. I myself, sir, have waited far too long to speak out publicly against your assault on our democracy. Whether through comfort, apathy, or pure cowardice, I could not see what was happening. Like some poor penitent, I kept waiting for a miracle to restore our humanity. But as the days have gone by, respect for the fundamental rights of every individual has, like my hometown, receded into darkness. I reject you as my president, Mr. Winthrop. I reject you as the man who represents the United States of America. May God look after your soul.
Oh, good God in heaven!
Pater,
Dad?
as your Royal Highness strongly advise you not to print that.
Oh, what's to become of us? What's to become of us?
Go ahead, Pop, print it.
Fowler, you do realize that under the new law about sedition, you'll be incarcerated.
Well, come here.
Is it too late to stop it?
I think it'd be criminal if someone didn't try to stop these fellas.
You're asking my opinion?
Well, if you ask me for my own, I have to say
Yes.
yes.
No!
No, I don't think so, no.
Just no, absolutely not!
You've got to run it, yes.
Only you know, Dad. Only you know what to do.
Doris Jessup, editor, The Daily Informer.
Dormus stood at the window the morning his editorial appeared.
You ought to burn the place!
Gathered
Insolent to traitors!
String him up!
Now!
What the? Who do you think about?
Get out of here! You have no right! What are you doing? Stop!
It was before 9 in the morning when Dormus reached his cell.
Which had a cot with a damn straw mattress.
A stool.
A wash basin with a single tap for cold water.
2 small hooks for clothes.
This large, barred window.
He remained there.
Without food.
With only tap water caught in his doubled palm.
Day turned into night. He stared. He tried to sleep, but couldn't. Until finally the dawn came.
The next case, Doris Jessup, editor-in-chief of the Daily Informer.
Military Judge Effingham Swan. You are Dormus
Jessup. Doris is my first name.
Ah, Jessup, from the Hebrew for Yosef. I trust you know the etymology of Yosef.
May God give you sons.
Yes, and you have a son, I believe. So God has lived up to his end of the bargain. It's astonishing, isn't it? A name like Jessup from ancient Canaan transforms itself these thousands of years later into purebred Protestant New England stock.
I'm an American, sir, and proud of my lineage.
You hear that, Captain Ledoux? That's courage, mixed with a bit of rapacious intelligence and just a hint of defiance. Oh, I like this man.
Are you planning to formally charge me? Because
There's
you are.
no need to jump to hasty conclusions. I prefer us to be on a more collegial level. Well, so let's go with Doris, shall we? The mother of Perseus and the wife of Zeus, I believe. Well, one of them anyway. Now, Doris, I've asked my friends in the Minutemen to invite you here. I do trust they were not too importunate.
They were all of what you would call
importunate.
Oh, my deepest apologies. You see, I was in a rush. Now, Doris, I need your advice as a journalist. Do you think that the people have come to their senses and are ready to accept the new order?
I thought I was being dragged here for an editorial I wrote about Winthrop.
Oh, that. You see, one does have such a wretched memory.
What are your charges against me?
Oh, just trifling things. Homicidal incitement to violence, high treason, all could be easily gotten rid of if you just give us the names of the people around you who are opposed to this administration.
You can't be serious.
Oh, I assure you, I am.
I want my lawyer.
Oh, my dear Torquilus. Habeas corpus due process, they've all been suspended. At least temporarily, anyway.
Yeah, Swan, that's a bold lie.
Commander Swan! Commander!
You know it's not temporary, it's permanent.
May I be frank with you, Torquilus? Both with the notes from Captain Ledoux and your own manuscript, I have enough to take you out and shoot you.
You can't.
Well, yes, I assure you I am quite empowered to do so. But one really is too merciful. So, I think we can do better than to turn you into fertilizer, don't you think? I think I'm going to let you on parole. And you will assist the new editor of The Informer. And starting Thursday, you will begin to write glorious articles extolling the virtues of the new administration. Oh yes, I think you'll like that.
Hey, come in here.
Okay, get your hands off me. What the hell is going on in here?
Well, and who is our impetuous new friend?
Doc Greenhill, Jessup's son-in-law.
Ah, another son. God in his beneficence, and such a handsome young man, too.
A couple days ago, I offered him to be in charge of the medical inspection for all the Minutemen in the county, and he refused.
Oh, did you know?
Said you and me should be digging ditches in a labor camp.
Oh, he's a liar. Me, I never mentioned you. I don't even know who you are.
Commander Effingham Swan.
Well, Swan, that still doesn't enlighten me. I've never heard of you.
How'd you get past the guards?
They know me. I've treated your thugs for various unmentionable diseases. Look, I've come here to warn you and the two big goose that
What the hell do you call us?
No, settle down, Captain Ledoux. I would like to hear what this young man has to say.
I've had enough. Everyone's had enough. This is one of the most respected and honored men in Fort Beulah Valley. And if you think you're the toy soldier, you're for
And Doctor, I think I have heard enough. Gentlemen, take this bastard out and shoot him.
Take him outside! What are you doing? You can't do this! No! Get out!
United States, man! The United States of America! it all happen so fast?
Dorma, sissy, come on. Turkey's ready.
Unemployment was eliminated by rounding up every person without a job and placing them in labor camps.
So how's school, Julian?
Huge state-run universities were open, free from the taint of any intellectuals.
He's not in school anymore, Mom.
Unfortunately, smaller colleges had to be closed.
So Canisius didn't stand a chance.
Who needs school anyways, right?
And in one single day, all crime in America ended forever.
So what do you want, some gravy?
Yes.
70,000 Minutemen working with town and state police officers arrested every known or suspected criminal in the country.
1 in 10 was shot immediately.
4 in 10 were given prison sentences.
3 in 10 were released as innocents.
And 2 in 10 were taken in by the Minutemen as inspectors.
Now, come on, Mary. You gotta try some of that delicious chestnut dressing.
Mary Jessup Greenhill was punished by the seizing of all money and property left by her late husband Fowler.
I'm not hungry, Mother.
I made it especially for you. Just try it.
I'm not hungry,
Just
Mom.
a tiny bit.
She said she wasn't hungry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Dormus was miserable from writing propaganda in support of the Winthrop administration.
And so, what do we do now, Julian?
I was hoping to marry Sissy as soon as I got a
Mary?
That's if she's not snatched up first by the battalion commander, Shad Ledoux.
You've got to work on your sense of humor, Julian. You can't marry a man with a bad sense of humor.
Hello.
Philip, my darling, I was afraid you wouldn't make it. I'm so glad you've
You
come.
knew he was coming?
Well, I wasn't sure if I could get away, but I just had to see my favorite family. Mary, how are you? Listen, it's a shame what they did with your property. We're gonna do everything we can to fix it.
Well, Philip, how's David?
Well, he misses his mother terribly, but he's doing just fine. His cousins, they treat him like a prince.
Well, it should. I'll only be a couple more weeks now, once Mary gets her footing back.
Thank you, Philip.
It's no trouble. We love having him.
Now, come on, Philip, sit down, and let's get you some food.
I'm afraid I can't, Mother. Duty still calls. I just want to stop by for a hug and a quick word with Pop Terrier.
All right, then, you two. Just 5 minutes. And if you're not ready when we come back up, we're going to devour you. All right, everybody. Desserts in the kitchen.
How are you, Dad?
You know what the worst thing is? Every day there's some new thing I think will be unbearable. Yet week after week I find myself just getting by.
Well, I heard that you were having some problems with the authorities.
So, my disgust for these people has made its way back to you. At least they're making headlines somewhere.
Listen, I know it's bleak right now, but the Minutemen, they're temporary. They're just a temporary necessity, and there have been some good things. The crime rate's plummeted, and the stock market is at the highest it's been in over a decade.
At the cost of what?
I'm a realist. Winthrop and his crew are here to stay. The sooner you realize that, the better.
For whom?
You must listen to me, Dad. You must. Why do you think I came all the way from Worcester to see you?
God only knows.
You're going to get into more trouble if you don't start supporting the government.
So, here it is. The reason you came all the way from Worcester. It's not enough that my journalistic integrity has been stripped. I have to embrace Winthrop's theology as well.
You have to start thinking of Mother and the girls instead of yourself.
not sitting well with your business associates? The embarrassment of being Dorcas Jessup's son? Too much to bear? What are you getting?
A future.
A future.
I've been approached in regards to an assistant military judgeship.
I see. Go to hell, Philip.
I'll have you tell Mother that I won't be able to protect you.
Is everything all right?
Nella, do you think I'm selfish?
Darling, I'm your wife. Of course I think you're selfish.
What's so urgent you couldn't talk about on the phone? It's happening. This afternoon they arrested the editor of the Herald. That's impossible. I would have heard. Now, no publicity. I know a guy on the train. He's an engineer.
Have you seen the new order of regulation? Any person who discredits the state will be executed or interned, and they're targeting journalists.
But I'm cooperating. Oh, so is the editor of the Herald. And you're overreacting.
We're not. You have to leave, Dormus.
What's going on?
You have to leave and write.
Leave? Leave for where?
Canada. Could have flown out last week. You gotta go by car because they stopped all the flights. This is insane.
What will drive you?
I've got a Canadian license. Get back plates. They're not gonna stop anybody on the road tonight.
Tonight? We can't leave tonight.
We need more time. Give us till tomorrow.
If you wait until tomorrow, it could be too late.
Oh my God.
What? I'm not guilty of anything. Why am I running? Just to save your life, boy. Your life.
They're coming for your dad. There's no time to explain, but you need to pack up and leave right away.
But what about our things? What about our house, Lorinda?
Worry about all that later when we're safe. You'll be okay.
All right, well, I guess we have to go pack.
I'll help you pack, Mrs. Jessup.
I'm not leaving. Not without my son.
Well, it's not safe to take him now.
I'm not leaving.
Mary, Phil is in good hands with David's family. David's in good hands with Phil's family, yes, of course. And I'll bring him back as soon as humanly possible, but it's not safe right now. I promise to bring him back. I promise.
I'm not leaving.
I'll get the truck.
You'll be able to catch your breath. Join up with the new underground. It's growing fast.
All right. As soon as you're somewhat safe.
You may not be safe.
How will I contact you then?
I'm okay.
Oh, I have the heaviest bag. Would anyone like some coconut layer cake?
We're fleeing for our lives and you block coconut layer cake?
Well, since we're going to be traveling all over the world, I thought we might want something sweet.
Yeah, we're only going to Canada. All right, back there, Sissy.
Oh, she's all right. You're right, aren't you, darling?
I thought trucks had heat in them.
Oh, we're lucky the snow is keeping the temperature up. Don't want to be in this thing when it's really cold.
Well, Buck, I suppose we ought to be lucky we have this truck at all. Sergeant, so.
You see anything that's going on? Yeah, enough.
Yes, helps. You'd think we were in Buffalo.
Well, I can't see anything. How can you?
Well, didn't have to know about it, doesn't help.
Hold my hand up.
You scared?
Isn't everybody?
We're not far. Yet we didn't know what stopped it.
No. We'll make it all right. We'll make it.
Looks like we're gonna make it. Looks like the stone's easing up. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh! I thought you said there was no one here, Buck.
What did he say?
Well, I said, well, you can talk.
Destination?
Montreal, where we live.
Goddamn lovely night to be traveling on.
Watch your language, sir. There are women present.
You don't say. How you doing, Peaches? Happy to be going home?
Of course.
What part of Montreal are you from?
Right St. Charles, near the river.
That's so. Guess you forgot where you lived, didn't you? You have to wait till the battalion leader comes.
Yeah, when's that?
Hard to say. Maybe noon, maybe evening. I don't know.
Can't do that. My mother's sick.
Another sick mom. That's like 5 this week, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's the truth.
That may be so, but you still have to wait in order to get across. New regulations.
What?
Shut up, Grandpa. Kind of funny you folks taking this back road anyway. There's a perfectly good highway not far from here. Listen, mister. If I were you, I'd go back to wherever it is the hell you came from. Listen, somebody's honey's gonna come here and warm us up a little. Hey, I'm flipping for the one in front of
Oh, how dare you?
Shut up, Grandpa! You get my point, mister?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll head back to East Berkshire.
You heard the man.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you guys are better get going. Get out of here.
You better find a reason.
Don't come back.
Oh, my God. Oh. So, how about some coconut layer cake?
Oh, yeah.
Late the next morning, the would-be refugees returned back to Fort Beulah.
I am never going to do that again.
Whatever, we'll try again in the morning.
Come on, sissy. Let's go have some coconut layer cake.
I think we can give it another go, Rings. I think the family will come around. It's too dangerous. We have to assume we're being watched. I can't put them at risk. What's the alternative? We stay. We bide our time. I have to think of an alternate plan. Well, think of something quick, will you? Because wolves are at the door.
Across the border in Canada, a group of expatriates were coming together as a new army.
Teachers and dock workers,
Nurses and lawyers
farm hands and factory workers,
were coming together as secret agents of the new underground.
taking on disguises, they alter their identities, and prepared to take back their homeland.
My name is David, and I'm here to sell you some life insurance.
It was astonishing how many people were being arrested. There simply wasn't enough room for the flood of new criminals, so concentration camps were opened. Trianon, an all-girls preparatory school just outside of Fort Beulah, was easily converted to the new usage.
Journalists continue to be targeted as enemies of the state.
And Gormless Jessup decided to get out of the direct line of fire.
Where do you think you're going? I didn't give you permission to leave.
I'm retiring, Chad, effective immediately.
Oh, get back to work, Jessup. I'm enjoying the view too much. watching you lick Buzz Winter's boots every day.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Shad, but I'm still within my rights to retire. Time to enjoy the good life in Buzz Winthrop's America.
Still full of yourself, aren't you, Jessup?
Old habits from bygone days.
Tell you what, you put in a good word for me with Miss Sissy. I let you walk. She's special, that girl.
Stay away from my daughter.
You don't want to play ball with me? Fine. It's your funeral. Now get back to work before you find yourself in Triana.
Your superiors don't agree, Commissioner. They've approved my retirement.
We'll see about this. We're out from Jessup!
Dormus's retirement wasn't retirement at all. He was desperate to fight against Winthrop, and he went to see if he could work with the Social Democrats and the Communists.
I know. You act like nothing like this has ever happened before.
That's the thing about you, Jessup. It's your capacity to be surprised.
But we've never faced conditions like this before.
No, just the preconditions. Remember the last war when they renamed sauerkraut Liberty Cabbage?
Where Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Florida decided to outlaw the teaching of evolution?
Yes, of course, but we've battled hysteria before. Democracy always triumphs.
Capitalism trumps democracy.
We didn't like that one either.
Why can't you see that? I can't say it enough. You got to smash the state before it smashes you.
But I'm a responsible citizen. No matter how much I disagree with the government, I refuse to become some sort of an extremist.
Oh, boy. I'm not giving up on you, Jesse. At some point, you better come and join us.
Good luck, Mr. Jessup, and take care.
Got some medalists?
Shut your pipe, Carl.
Play the violin for you.
Yeah.
Mr. Jessup!
I don't know who you are, sir, but I know you've been following me all week.
My name is Dimmick. I'm here to sell you some life insurance.
You've been following me all
There's
week.
no time, so listen closely. 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 I can't say my next line until you're close. I represent the new underground. We have 4 divisions: printing propaganda, distributing it, exchanging suppressed news stories, and smuggling suspects into Mexico and Canada. You've been identified as someone who can work with us. Ugh. As you don't know me, you will assume I work for the Minutemen. Look over these credentials. Call the person listed here, who I believe is someone you know and trust. He's one of us. And for God's sakes, be careful. Assume that the phone is tapped. Ask him if my insurance offer is legit. He'll give you his opinion. And if you decide to join us, tell him you want to buy a policy. Are we clear?
I've always suspected I was underinsured.
Good luck.
Dormus bought the policy. He had no skills as a spy, and the dangers would be great. But he would be working in that grand American tradition of writing seditious propaganda.
More than one Jessup was up to a little high treason. Mary threw herself into the work of a courier, taking her favorite gift from Fowler, a mink coat, and lining it with pockets so she could hide secret pamphlets.
While Sissy went about trying to win the confidence of Shad Ledoux. She found him one evening at Billy's bar, a favorite among the Minutemen.
Miss Sissy, what are you doing here?
you, Shad.
Get lost, boys. I don't recall you glancing much in my direction when I was a hired hand.
And look at you now, driving around in the Lincoln Continental. And rumor has it that pretty soon you're going to be commander.
I don't put too much stock on rumors.
I was thinking of you as my oldest playmate. Remember how I used to tag after you and ask you if I could run the lawn?
Long time ago.
We used to have so much fun laughing and horsing around together, don't you think?
I thought you were sweet in that piss Aunt Julie.
Things change, Shad. You know that better than anyone.
True enough.
Everything's changed now. I've been watching. No one messes with Shad Ledoux.
You got that right.
I want to be on the right side of this thing, Shad.
You wouldn't be messing me about, would you, Miss Sissy?
What do you think, Shad?
Why don't you come over to my place and we get to know each other a little better?
That sounds like a swell idea. I want to hear everything about what you're doing.
Buck Tennis's basement became the headquarters for the Fort Beulah cell of the new underground.
The press smuggled the type printed in the paper shipped from Canada.
Within days, the Vermont Vigilance.
A 4-page newspaper usually came out 2 pages 3 times a week.
Began popping up in the oddest places.
Dormus was back to being a real journalist, investigating leads and digging for the truth. So, Dad, listen. Sit down.
What's up here?
I've been getting sort of chummy with Shad.
Chummy?
Well, he's sweet on me, and I've been sort of letting him.
What?
Don't bust a gut. I have to protect myself. So listen. He's been boasting to me of how he and Frank Tasbro have jiggered the numbers on all the new construction going on. He keeps all the records right there in his house in a little red book.
You didn't.
I did. I photographed the book he keeps.
Do you know what he'll do to you if he finds out?
Relax. The book is already back in its place, safe and sound.
If you think you can control Shad Ledoux, you're mistaken.
I have photographs. I'm done with Shad. There is nothing to worry about.
How do you think he'll react when you tell him the chummy days are over?
Do you want the photographs or not?
Sadly, yes, I do.
Here it is, the latest edition.
Be careful, Mary. Photographs of Shad's crooked pleasure.
Sissy?
She says there's enough to put him in jail.
That girl is fearless.
Reckless, too. Reckless.
Oh, I love her. Oh, you too. I love you too.
It was the strangest thing. Outside, the world continued to consume itself, but within the confines of Buck Titus's basement, there was complete freedom.
The new underground sent out warning from headquarters in Montreal that they were caught. It's distributing propaganda. Agents are disappearing.
The time is now 10 p.m. All unauthorized personnel need to stay inside their homes until 6 a.m. Those who are found in public without proper credentials will be subject to arrest.
Dormus, are you Turn on the light.
No, keep them off.
What was that?
Stay in your room.
Someone's inside.
What? Who's there?
Okay. You have no right to do this.
No, sissy.
So it's in the radio, is it?
Oh my dear.
Open it!
No.
Like you said, Miss Sissy, no one messes with Shad will do.
Oh, come on.
Shut up! You're under arrest!
No, Doris, no. Get up, you young man.
Get up. Get up, yourself. Get up.
Doris Jessup, do you plead guilty to criminal sedition?
Absolutely not.
That's what I thought. I have here, in front of me, a small document, lyrically entitled, The Notorious Crimes of Commander Effringham Swan. His mendacity knows no bounds. All right then, that's a decent start. I like mendacity. So Tennessee Williams, very exotic. But then there's this. He decides on a whim as to who lives or dies, what methods will best serve his relentless campaign of terror and torture aimed directly at the innocent and unsuspecting citizens of Beulah Valley. Really, just a little bit of pepper rose, don't you think?
I did not write that.
If not you, then who? One of your little playmates? Perhaps Mr. Buck Tightass or the Pike Whore? Yes, just one or two names would go a long way in eliciting the mercy of this court.
You know, Swan, I have a confession to make. I'm an agnostic. I've gone to church regularly all my life, but my fear of death has always compromised my faith. I've never been able to overcome it. Not until now. The idea of giving you names is so, to save my skin, is so magnificently repulsive, so fantastically clarifying, I almost feel lightheaded. To put my life in the final service of resisting you and the disease you've infected the world with is nothing short of liberation. And a few bilious words from your mouth, sir, you've allowed me to conquer my greatest fear. I thank you for that, sir.
I see. County Commissioner Ledoux, is it or is it not true that Dora Miss Jessup invited you to conspire against my person?
It's true. You know it's not, Ledoux.
With Commissioner Ledoux's testimony and the contents of this document, I have all I need to sentence you. And the sentence for criminal sedition is execution. Yes, Dora, Miss Jessup, execution. However, I want to keep you alive. Because one really is too merciful. Dora, Miss Jessup, I hereby sentence you to spend the rest of your life in the Trianon concentration camp until you rot.
And so Dormis Jessup was dragged to Trianon concentration camp.
And thrown into another cell.
With 2 other cots with 2 other damp straw mattresses.
And 3 nasty cockroaches.
And another large barred window.
Dormis Jessup began to fall into a deep depression. But when the prison guards brought in the other prisoners from the yard, he was happy to see her familiar face.
Let's go. Yes, sir. Come to join the proletariat, I see.
Yeah, just in time too. Old Karl Marx Pascal here can talk you to death instead of me.
What happened to your head?
Oh, a gift from the Minutemen. You believe it? They thought I was a communist.
Big mouth here decides to school the Minutemen on the difference between communism and socialism.
For which they decided to make me a member of the lumpen proletariat.
I told you it was all going to hell, didn't I, sir?
I just didn't know.
Fuck!
Fancy meeting you here. What happened? Oh, the big boys caught me sniffing around town, trying to find parts for the predators.
How you holding up?
Well, there. Well, what about
Hey, shut up. Sit down, you're gonna get us killed. Well.
how the mighty have fallen?
Nice to see you here, Chad.
He's responsible for half of this being in here.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your company?
Oh, it's up now to the construction contracts. It'll be cleared up in no time.
They can't protect you in here, so when we get into the yard, we're gonna jump in.
Hey, let's go. Stop. All of you, stop.
You can't tell me, after all you've been through, you're still a bourgeois pacifist. Oh,
You think I don't want revenge? But I still believe in the rule of law. I'm not about to be turned into a subversive.
Need to see Commander Swan. It's a matter of great importance.
Your business?
I have information of seditious activity.
And what might that be?
I'm afraid I need to speak with him directly.
The commander's not in right now.
Sergeant, please. This information is of such a highly sensitive nature that he can only hear it from me. It concerns his well-being.
Lady, I don't care how urgent
My
your
well-being,
business
is it? Well, I'm so grateful to have your concern for my safety, Mrs.
Father, thank God.
Father, please remove your coat. I said please.
Of course.
Coachman,
And now, Mrs. Fowler, if you would be so kind as to submit your person to a gentle inspection. I'm sure you understand.
Please, sir, I must protest. This is highly offensive.
Please.
She's clean.
Now, mind leaving us?
Yes, ma'am.
You're concerned for my safety, Mrs. Fowler.
There's someone who plans to kill you, sir.
Ah, kill me. Well, these are very troubling times, Mrs. Fowler.
Mary?
Mary. Yes, and what did this someone say, Mary?
Well, they said...
Go on.
I'm afraid I'm too ashamed to repeat it.
Oh, Mary. I've had so many horrible things said against me and my good name. There isn't anything that you could possibly say that would shock me.
They called you a murderer, sir. A murderer of innocent people.
Oh, did they now?
I tried to defend you, sir, I did, but they started laughing at me and called me horrible names.
Oh, what are the names of these people?
I defended you. They said how awful it would be to take a shot at Swan, said it would change history. They said, oh, the laughter was disgusting.
There.
Oh, it was horrible.
Well, now, Mary, if you just give me the names of these people, we can certainly take care of it. I'm bleeding! Never thought that such a beautiful girl as you could destroy my wickedness! I'm going! Bitch!
Jessup. That's my name. Mary Jessup Greenhill.
It was all happening so fast.
Sissy?
The information came in different ways.
Winthrop's been deposed. All hell's broken loose in Washington.
Buzz Winthrop was found guilty for collusion with Russia during his election campaign. And was summarily executed by Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller.
Just kidding, folks.
Actually, Buzz Winthrop was overthrown in a military coup orchestrated by Brigadier General Herbert Y. Edgeways.
Lieutenant General, Herbert Y. Edgeways. You haven't heard from me since scene 1, but I'm back. And I'm taking over.
Buzz Winthrop thought the American people would rise up to protect their beloved leader, but nobody seemed to care.
So he was deported to an off-brand tie factory in China.
But I hate China!
The new military dictatorship declared an end to all trivial things like elections, freedom of speech, and civil rights.
But General Edgeways promised to give each and every American $5,000.
Air chicken in every pot! With 40 acres and a mule! And read my list! No new taxes!
The last vestige of democracy had vanished, but the insurgency was only getting started.
Jackson, into the hallway now!
I've paid someone off in Triana to spring your father. With any luck, he might make it out.
Third alley on the right, look for the signal.
When?
Wait.
They don't print schedules for prison breaks, Sissy.
Now!
How
I'm trying to find out where, but your mother has given up all hope. She's moved in with Philip in Worcester.
How about Julian? Is he okay?
Julian.
Yeah, Julian, my boyfriend from Act 1.
That guy. We kind of had to write him up a story. Just never mind about him.
But we were going to get married.
Oh, Dormus!
You're bleeding.
Go and get some bandages and a bowl, please.
But he needs a doctor.
Well, it's no time. Please, right now. What happened?
The guard got me out, but there was fog and gunshots. I was hit twice, I think.
Where?
Here, this is just a graze. But this might not be.
Oh. Well, put the bowl down. Help me clean it
What
up.
happened? What did they do to you?
Oh, you're lucky. The bullet went clean through. Tore up your side quite a bit, but I think that's all. How's it feel?
Never better.
There's an envelope in the top desk drawer with money for your father and a list of phone numbers he'll need. And there's a suitcase in the closet ready for him. Stand up.
What?
Please. Can you walk all right?
I think so.
You need to go to a phone booth as soon as you leave. There's one a few blocks from here. I wrote out instructions for you. Call the first number and tell them you're ready. They'll come and take you as far as Edward. Then call the second number. It's about a 1.5 mile walk to the border. They'll come with a car to take you to Montreal, where you'll join up with the new underground.
Can't he just stay here just a little while until he can walk?
Now, Lindy's right, Sissy. I'm a wanted man. The first place they'll come looking is here.
But
I'll contact you as soon as I'm somewhere safe, I promise.
how can you say that?
Now listen.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Listen to me now. You're right. I don't know what's going to happen. None of us do. Everything's changed. We grew up in the comfort of a very circumscribed world, but that world has been destroyed. I sometimes wonder if I want it back. I sometimes think I want to prove to myself that I'm more than the man that inhabited that life. But no matter what I want, the imperative is clear. I'm part of something bigger now.
Are you ready?
I think so.
There's a lot of history in those woods as you cross the border. They used to bring the runaway slaves there in the old Underground Railroad days.
Yes. A lot of history.
And so, Dormus Jessup disappeared into history.
But the struggle went on.
And soon, a new leader rose in the ranks of the new underground based in Montreal.
A leader who carried 2 copies of the complete works of Thomas Jefferson.
A leader who hated Canadian ale.
A leader who never thought he'd ever be an extremist.
And who would often quote an old phrase told to him by an old friend long before.
Smash the state before it smashes you.
And yeah, we added that one too.
And so ends Subversive Theater's adaptation of Berkeley Rhett's adaptation of Sinclair Lewis's It Can't Happen Here.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
Thank you all for coming.
The mission of Princess Theater never really ends.
So share the story with someone that you know and help spread the word against fascism.
And please join us at the bar across the street after the show.
But before we close here tonight, we hope you'll all join with us as we say out loud and proud, Kofifi!
sound effect
They ever come back with me?